It's now with business, starting with new predictions for global economic growth. This is from the International Monetary Fund. Which countries are coming out on top, Anka?
Well, first of all, global growth overall is holding steady at 3.5% for the year. The IMF revised up its projections for the Eurozone by 0.1% to 1.9%. This increase is being attributed to stronger momentum in domestic demand. China and Japan also got a boost on their growth projections thanks to strong public investment. The losers here are what is more important. The United States and United Kingdom were both downgraded in this new report. The IMF shaved its forecast for U.S. growth to 2.1% for 2017, down from 2.3% in April. That downgrade is largely due to the yet unclear fiscal policies of the Trump administration. Britain also lost 0.3%, its 2017 growth revised to 1.7%, putting pressure on Brexit negotiators to get the best deal that they can for the UK.
Going to talk about oil now on the programme. Now, this is a meeting between energy ministers from oil-producing countries in Russia. What can we expect from that?
Well, last year, Russia and OPEC members made a deal. This is including Saudi Arabia, to reduce production by 2% to curb sinking oil prices. But that deal is now at risk because of non-compliance from some OPEC members, along with increased production by Libya and Nigeria, who weren't part of the original deal. Oil prices bounced back a bit in trading today, but they're still well below the $50 a barrel mark. Clement Bonneau takes us through the stakes of the meeting.
A critical meeting to revive an ailing oil deal. Russia and OPEC members meet in St. Petersburg 8 months after agreeing to reduce global output by 2% in an effort to keep prices from falling. The agreement looks increasingly strained. It initially boosted the price of oil, but Brent crude is down by 13% so far in 2017. Analysts say that's because of increased production from Libya and Nigeria, which were exempt from the deal because of supply disruptions. Moscow and Riyadh say getting the two African countries on board is a key priority.
I think that as soon as these countries reach a stable production level, they must join other responsible producers and make their contribution to the measures aiming to rebalance the market.
OPEC supply in July is expected to be the highest this year. Members' compliance with the November deal has become a key issue. Iraq and the United Arab Emirates are producing a lot more than they previously agreed to. Ecuador, meanwhile, is the first OPEC nation to say it can't afford production cuts. That leaves Saudi Arabia to bear the brunt of output reduction. Oil producers face a difficult choice. They must limit global output to keep prices high, but at the same time they risk giving away market share to shale producers in the US, who've taken advantage of higher prices earlier this year to boost production.
Clement Bonneau there. What about the markets, Anka? Are they reacting ahead of that meeting?
Well, surprisingly, we saw a pretty muted open in Europe after that IMF upgrade. After all major indexes were hovering around the flat line, Paris's CAC 40 moved into the green a few minutes into trading, which you can't see in this graph right here, and then the London FTSE and the DAX dipped into the red. A strong yen is dragging on exporters in Japan, taking stocks down with them. A short while ago, the Nikkei in Tokyo closed down 0.3%. Chinese stocks doing well after that IMF upgrade. They're up 0.42%. Seoul's Kospi was flat, and Hong Kong up 0.43%. Turning to currencies, the euro still rising since last week's ECB meeting, that being offset by a sinking dollar, which is nearing a 13-month low. That dollar is reacting to continued turmoil in Washington. The euro was at $1.165 a short while ago. It's time to take a look at some other business news we're following for you this hour. BMW is rejecting claims that its emission systems do not work effectively. German automakers responding to media reports last week that it colluded with Volkswagen, Audi, and Porsche to manipulate the design of diesel emissions treatment systems in their vehicles. On Saturday, the European Commission said it's investigating all of those allegations. Ryanair Holdings beat analyst expectations, reporting a 55% increase in profit this quarter, thanks to a strong vacation booking period and a 1% increase in ticket prices. Representatives maintain the company will still slash ticket prices in coming months by up to 9% in order to compete with other low-cost carriers in Europe.
Anka, thanks very much. Anka with Business of France 24.